Online racing GT3 leagues for Project Cards 2. We're here in Indianapolis Road course for round 3, and it's the endurance race. We're 90 minutes full of fun. There is no qualifying. It is reverse grid order. It's just going to be an exciting race. I'm your commentator, Jess, and joining me in the commentary box, as always, is Aidan. Hello, Aidan.
Hello.
So, our thoughts for last week. It was quite an entertaining race with Seppel taking the race win from second place moves. That was very, very entertaining. And, yeah, what are your thoughts going into this race?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting one. It's definitely a different dynamic to it than last week because the race being such a long one, being an hour and a half long, and in the dark. So they had the rain to contend with last week, but the darkness, a different level of skill required this week. But yeah, I think we could see anyone win, really. The pace we've seen from some guys has been incredible, but I think across the field, the pace has been very, very close anyway. So it should be an interesting race. It's one to definitely stick around for, I think.
Yes, indeed. So in a minute we will go through the championship standings, but we'll give you some information about the track first of all. So it's a 2.4 mile track and there's 62 laps, so that's what's equivalent to 90 minutes, plus the manual start as always. And it will be a clear race, so hopefully we shouldn't have many problems. But as you can see in the background, we've got people practicing just to make sure that they are getting used to the tyres, the steering and stuff like that, just to make sure they're pretty happy before they start. They're doing it for 10 minutes, but once they think that we're ready, they will probably end it before then. So we'll have to wait and see. And the track temperature is quite hot tonight, so we do expect them to make sure that they manage their stints properly. And yes, I will hand over to Aidan to go through the championship standings.
Yes, I'll quickly go through those. We have got that man THR Wolf out front leading in the THR Janetta, and he is ahead of his teammate in also the light blue coloured Janetta, which is THR Moo. He is only 3 points back from his teammate in second place. So third place is then Pathos in the Mercedes AMG. That car going really well for a change. He is just in the pit lane at the moment, not wishing to use this practice session. Fourth place we've got Seppel. So Pathos, is actually on the same points as Moo, so joint second place. A further 5 points back is Seppel. He is in fourth for by Full Motorsport by EVR. We then have Rainbow and in the other Merc AMG. He's in fifth place. Team Momentum driver Jason Wilcox, he's in sixth place on 28 points. Just ahead of seventh place Ben JP12, who's in the 911 as well as Jason. He's on 24 points. A point adrift from that is ABR Ninja 18. He's another one in the Mercedes, teammate with Rainbow. And then we've got Ricardo P9, David Lopez P10. I don't know how to say his name. Still don't know. Waitok NL. He's in 11th place in the Bentley, I believe he's in, which is a great choice of car. I do like the Bentley. Then we've got Chaos Theory in 12th, EVR Burnout in 13th, 14th is The Living Dead 69, 15th EVR Franglish, 16th EVR Bolton, who I believe is a reserve driver, and the same for VSR Newstig. So I think everyone's in the pit lane ready for the race start. Really, I don't think they're going to use this full practice session. There is 5 minutes left, but they're all in pit lane at the moment.
Yes, and just to make you all aware, unfortunately, Chirag has decided to resign as a full-time driver, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm not sure why. But he's had really, really understandable reasons, and he was a good part of the league. So we would like to wish him all the best of luck in the future, and that is why Bolton and Newstig are going to be our full-time drivers. But I don't think Newstig can make it tonight. I don't think so. But we have Bolton in the in the race tonight, and it's his first race in Tier 1, so we'd like to wish him the best of luck, all of us in AOR. If you want to get involved in the chats, we're on YouTube, we'll check them out throughout the stream, and also hashtag AOR PCars as well, just let us know involved as well. And this reminds me of the Indy 500, and that's why I like this track, because it has some sort of similarity and it's quite fun. So it is going to be a great race. So we're just waiting for the time to flow by, really, because it's 4 minutes of the session, and I don't think anyone is choosing to do the session at the moment. But basically how it's going to work is basically it's going in reverse grid order, but it's not really in reverse grid order. It's basically whoever done 2 races or more in the first group, and I'll go from reverse grid order from there, and then it'll be first grid order, like the reverse grid order for the ones who started 1 race, and if they haven't started the race at all, for example the 2 new drivers, it will go after that. So the 2 new drivers will start at the back of the grid, I believe. Yes, they are. Whereas the others are, depending on the did 2 races or 1 race, will do that as well. So that is why Ben will be on pole position for this race, with Jason in 2nd, Rainbow in 3rd, Seppel in 4th, Parthos in 5th, Moo in 6th, and Wolf in 7th. Then we have Waytok in 8th place, Ricardo in 9th, Lopes completing the top 10, and we got Ninja 11th, Chaos Fury in 12th, Burnout in 13th, The Living Dead 69 in 14th, Bolton in 15th, and Newstick in 16th. So as we said, the 2 new drivers starting last there, but that's because it's their first race. But Newstick is not taking part in this race due to the fact his Will hasn't turned up yet, but fingers crossed he'll be back with us next week to start his first race as a full-time driver. So I'm really looking forward to this race.
Yeah, am I. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they manage the tyres, as you said earlier, and the fuel, to be fair, because our driver's going to choose to pit for fuel and tyres, or are they just going to try and eat the tyres out to the end? I really don't know, because there is 2 different compounds you can use. You can use the soft compound and you can use the hard compound of tyre, so they could choose to go either way on strategy, but I don't know how much better one is than the other. So, you know, the heat up and keeping tyre temperature in the hards might be more difficult, and if you're going to lose too much time doing that, then actually just going flat out on the softs and having to stop and actually take tyres as well, it could go either way. So it's going to be really interesting. But I think one to definitely watch is the race winner from last week, Seppel, going from 4th place on the grid. He's definitely going to be hard charging from there off the start, trying to make up positions and get straight to the front and pull away if he can. But I'm sure Wolf is going to be charging through as well. I think, did you say he was starting 8th place or something like that?
7th, Wolf is. So he's
7th place. So, yeah, not too much further back.
Yes, he's going to try and catch up as much as he can as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the people who usually are at the back of the grid start near the front, because not many people are used to that at the moment. So be interesting to see how Ben does. We usually see him in like 10th place or something. So I'm very, very intrigued to find out what he can do. Can he pull away? Can he control the rolling start like he always like Wolf did the first 2 races? Well, only Wolf did it the first race. The second race he wasn't that good, but you know, we will just have to find out as well. So a massive shout out to all 10 of you that are watching the stream right now. I hope we give you the drivers give you an entertaining race for you all. And it won't be that long before we start. The rules still remain the same, as there'll still be a rolling start at the beginning, and they'll still have to make a mandatory pit stop between laps 3. So basically, the second full lap of the race, which is lap 3, and 5 laps, and they have to make it no more 5 laps before the end. So there's 64 laps. So by lap 58 at the latest, they've got to make a pit stop. Otherwise, they will get disqualified, just like a few people did in a few leagues below us. So we don't want that to happen. So yes, practice has just been completed. So yes, so the way, I don't know how the way it's going to work out, but I think the drivers, once they go in the formation lap, they're going to go in the order of the reverse grid. They won't be in the order to start with, but because they know their pit order, as soon as 5 seconds is up, once Ben gets 5 seconds, he can then start, and then whoever's second can join after. And I think the other drivers got to be aware about that. But yeah, practice session over. Ignore the times. This is just practice, but it just gives us a good idea of what they've been practicing at the moment. So this should be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to watch. And to see how can they manage full 90 minutes of racing. This is one of the new things they brought this season, and I'm very, very excited. And we're just about to start. It's not in the order that we are doing it, but obviously they're not going to move in this order. They are going to have time to set up their cars as well, just to make sure that they're happy with it, but they got to be careful that they don't basically mess up their setup too much, otherwise they'll compromise a little bit. So once the 5 seconds timer goes, it has to wait 5 seconds, and then Ben will make his way through the field and go into the lead, and then it'll followed by the second place car of Jason. So it'll be in that order. It'll be interesting to see how it works out. Because we haven't done this setup before. But yeah, I'm watching for Seppel as well. That'll be quite cool. So we are just about to start then. I'm just waiting to join the party because I accidentally closed my Xbox app, which is an idiot.
Join the party?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I accidentally closed the Xbox app when I was about to close Chrome. Sorry about that, guys. I'm now back.
There we go. Yeah, so sorted. Disaster avoided. We can go back to the track action. And these guys are now filtering into their grid position.
Looks like they're doing it well.
So. Yeah, they're just taking the time doing it because it's not worth getting on the formation lap of a 1.5 hour race. So no need for any disasters like that. But we've got 2 Porsches on the front row. The 911 GT3R looking like a decent car on. Well, under the lights, really, it looks brilliant. I have to say, I do like the THR liveried car as well. We've got THR Wild Win 7 in the chat as well, saying let's go THR boys. So he is cheering them on. I'm sure they'll put on a show for you. Anyway, yeah, we're riding with Jason at the moment. He's going to look for a good start. He's sitting 6th in the championship, so pretty decent for him, considering he's moved up from Pro this season up into the Elite tier, because he's been in Pro for a couple of seasons now, and he had a shot at winning one of the championships a couple of seasons back. Looks like we got a bit of damage there on Cyborg's car, but I don't know how real that is. It's probably just a visual glitch, I would think.
Yeah, I think it is a visual
but
glitch.
Who's your money on? Who's your money on, Jess, for this race?
I think I'm watching probably Seppel. And probably Seppel, Parthos, Mill, Wolf, I think. Particularly, I think Parthos I want to see do well as well, because he was very close to getting the win last time about, but he just missed out. But unfortunately, Wolf, no, not Wolf, my bad, Seppel almost bottled it when he went to the pits. So, but he was very, very lucky for that to happen there. So as you can see, the rolling start is just going to their 2x2 formation. They just passed the formation point. They are meant to go in a certain speed, and as soon as the start finish line approaches, it is up to Ben, our race leader, to floor it, and that will start signal the start of the race. So
a bit of trouble in the background getting into formation there, and there looks to be a bit of contact, and I don't know what that's about, but I think we're racing. I believe we are.
Yeah, we are.
There's a bit
Ben's
of
falling off.
Going in. Yeah. Ben in leading into turn 1. He's done a good job there. Controlled the start, but Jason's up the inside of him through turn 2, and is he going to take the lead away from Ben? Not quite, because he's got the inside for the next corner. He's got to be careful of the AMG, and the AMG gives him a little tap in the rear. Tries to push him wide, but you can already see Moose up to 3rd place, past Jason, side by side, and he has to take avoiding action across the curb. Seppel up to P5, no, down to P5, sorry, Wolf up to P6, and they're side by side, Seppel and Wolf, for the first time. So looking like he's got it covered though there. Wolf getting a little bit wide, but over to you, Jess. What do you think of that start?
I've got to say I'm very impressed with the start that Ben has done. I was hoping that Ben would control that start, but he's actually done very, very well. But he has, as I was saying, he has dropped position, and Cyborg is now taking the lead of this Grand Prix, and the One American's actually catching up as well. So a very interesting battle going up the field, and it's very interesting to see how the back markers are doing in the front, but they're actually doing not too bad. So it just goes to show that possibly the race pace will be better at the moment. So as we start the 3rd lap of this race, then we got a bit of damage. Someone's I don't know who it was.
It's the Bentley in the background, in strife at the last corner. He's into the wall.
I'm just trying to see who it
Ricardo.
was. I couldn't.
Yeah, the Bentley of Whithock NL. He's struggling with that damage now. We've got.
Oh yeah, I see him. It's got a bit of damage in the track.
Ninja. He's got Ninja behind him now, I think, in
it's Ninja.
15th place. So he's obviously had his issues. Ricardo looked like his car was a bit of lag from Ninja here. So
just like Bernard
we'll have to jump back up to the front running cars, I think, because the One American has indeed made it past. Who was it? Benjamin. Ben. He's now dropped down to 5.
And
P5. Wolf up to P3 and being and hustling the One American. He's going to go for a cutback move, and he is already up into P2. Seppel just in the background there in P4. But we did see Moo have to give back some time after a cut track at the last sector of the lap on lap 1, so that's why he's now down in P6 behind Pathox, and we've got Burnout in P8 in the Audi. I'm looking for where Chaos Theory is. I think he's just ahead of Burnout in P7s.
Yep, he is.
He's fairly well off.
Yeah, he is off. He is off at the moment. But hopefully he can catch up a little bit to the drivers there in the race. So yes, as the gap between Wolf. Wolf is actually squeezed there, and he's now taking the lead of this Grand Prix. Aiden has said Wolf is one of the people to watch out for, and Aiden wasn't wrong. He has done well to come from 7th on the grid to the lead of this Grand Prix, which just goes to show that his dominance is absolutely showing, and he is learning from his mistakes last week, and he's absolutely controlling this race. And I think he's really dominant in the dry. He's not as good in the wet, but in the dry he's on it, and he's already pulling up so many seconds already, one second already. But I don't know where Ben's gone. Ben's dropping down the field there. Ben's dropped down to 11th, so I don't know what's happened with him. Maybe he got a bit too under pressure there from being in the lead, but it was a nice try from him. But the One American, I think, is the one who has done well to keep roughly the top 3 position at the moment. But Wolf, very, very impressed so far. Seppel is trying to gain a bit of position as well. So yes, so we've got all 15 runners are still in this race, so that is good at the moment. So better than last week, but again, it's in the dry, and there are less glitches in the game in the dry. So I see Seppel is trying to make the way past the MG, the blue car, and can he squeeze past? It looks like the Parforce is trying to make his way in the action as well as of the One American. So The one American's just lost the position, but Zeppel already up into P3. So again, he's not letting the he's not wanting the race victory last week to be his only one. He wants to aim for more than that, and he's doing very well, separated from the rest of the field. So that is very, very cool at the moment. So yes, it's interesting to see the gaps as well. The top 9 is separated by 8 seconds, so all very, very close indeed. And as you can see, Zeppel is already pulling away from the one American already. So I'm just going to see if there's any other battles heating up. We already got Parfox closing in onto the one American, and we've got in the background as well Chaos Theory closing in onto Moo on the Ginetta as well. So we've got Chaos Theory closing onto Parfox. So battles going left, right and centre here, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this one goes. And since it is an endurance race, they will have to pit more than once, because I don't think those tyres are going to last the whole 60 laps, and fuel as well. Oh, I've seen a bit of damage going through. I didn't see who it was, but a bit of end plate must have gone through or something like that, but I don't know who it was. I think I saw a bit of orange there, but yeah, Burnout is doing not too bad. I think he is his lag is having less issues at the moment. Cell Park making his way up to P8, very good at the moment, and the Living Dead 69 trying to make from his mistake from last week, and it's up into P11. So some makers and shakers in this field, and I am really, really, really impressed with I Am Cyborg as well for staying up in P2. So very interesting race so far, Aiden.
Yeah, really interesting to see that Jason was hanging on to P3, but he has now dropped back behind Seppel and Pathox, so still sitting nice in P5, but he has got Chaos Theory and Moo right behind him, really, only a second back, and them two are close on track at the moment. There's only a couple of tenths between them, so I'm not sure if you want to flick to P6,
yes,
see how they're getting on. I think Moo might be having a little look at Chaos Theory. But yeah, Moo's carrying a little bit of front end damage, I think. Whether it's a visual glitch again, I don't know, but it's only on the left hand side, right hand side, sorry, left as you look at it, and it's one of his headlights is actually out. But this track isn't too bad for that kind of damage, because you can see perfectly fine where you're going with the floodlit corners, so you're fine there. But we'll see how this race unfolds, because a lot of time can be lost in this pit stop, because you are more than likely going to have to take fuel. I think the fuel tanks on these cars are normally about an hour, so I would think we've got to stop for some fuel. Whether they stop for tyres remains to be seen, really. It's whether you can eke out the last of the grip in the soft tyres, or whether you've got some hard tyre pace, really, if you can even keep up the pace on the hard tyres. But you've got a 3-car battle a bit further back there. You've got Moo being hounded by we've got a good move from, is it Burnout? Oh, he's off the track actually. Burnout looking for a move past Moo and who's the other Mercedes there? I'm trying to figure out who that is in P8.
That was
who we're looking at there. Cellpart, right, yeah, okay, so Cellpart was looking at up the inside of Moo, and Burnout chucked it down the inside of both of them, and nearly got it all out of shape and wrong, but he managed to keep it on the track just about, and out of the side of them, and slots back in behind. But now you can see Moo's actually got a little bit further down the road, and he can start focusing his attention forward and getting back after Chaos Theory for P6.
Yes, hopefully he can try and catch up as much as possible, just to make sure he can catch up to his teammate and possibly the other people as well. So I'm just checking to see the battles going on early on. We already got Ricardo trying to gain positions from Burnout as well, and also Ben trying to defend as well. So we got a three-way battle for P10, as it were, as Ricardo's trying to defend now. I'm just going to follow the people at the back of the field. Looks like the Living Dead, I think, overtakes Ben there for 10th place. But Ben is trying to squeeze him a little bit there, but that just didn't quite work out for him. So it looks like Ben is staying where he is at the moment, but Living Dead 69 very good to hold on to this. Don't forget, it is very hard to drive in the dark, and they sometimes take a different line on this, so it is quite tricky. But you know, yes, So
I will say, big news. Seppel is now 10th, just ahead of these cars.
What has happened with
Seppel's had an
Seppel?
accident, an issue somewhere. He's probably looped it round and he's nearly off the track there. And this is going to give Living Dead a good opportunity into the next corner. Up onto the banking they go, and they're going to go side by side. Are they? Is Living Dead going to think about a move? No, slots back in behind. Luckily for Seppel, that is. I don't know where he's made his mistake, but he was running P4. His last lap time was 27, so not bad, but we'll check what this lap time is. Oh, and you can see, is that Ben up the inside there? Was he? Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Ben up the inside of Living Dead at the last corner, and he looks to have the inside of turn 1 as well, but the lap time from Seppel was a 1:44.2, so he's nearly 15 seconds lost, I would say, on that last lap. So he's definitely had a spin somewhere or an accident with somebody, but he didn't look to have any damage. So we'll see how Seppel can progress up the field from 10th, if at all. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But yeah, some close battles.
Yes, and that's what I very like about endurance racing. But as we get towards the end of the race, we probably can expect the gaps to increase a little bit and not be as intense, but probably be more intense as we get towards the back of the field. So we'll try and get you involved as much battles as we can, but it'll be interesting to see how Seppel does as well. But I think Chaos Fury is making his way up the field as well, with having a battle with the AMG of One American, I think, as he tries to squeeze his way. And I think Moo is having a piece of the action. He's not that far behind as well, as he's trying to close up, already up into P6 for Moo. So that is pretty good going for him at this stage. So very, very interesting indeed at this race. So it will be interesting to see how they do, see how they can catch up to them. And yeah, I am actually very, very intrigued to see how well they do. And as the One American is trying to close up onto Chaos Fury as well, and the One American is under pressure, and Chaos Fury is also under pressure there, so it is quite tricky as they go. And there's not many turns on this circuit, but we're already into lap 10, and it's going to be very interesting. And as you can see from Wolf, he's already pulling away from the rest of the field, and he's already having a 14-second gap. And it'll be interesting to see if the gap will increase as the session progresses, and hopefully if he doesn't get any damage he'll be fine. But I don't know how long pit stops are in this track, but it's probably roughly about 20 seconds. So he's got to time it when he's going to pit for his first stop and make sure he gets it absolutely right in order to make sure he does that. So Chaos Fury doing not too bad this last lap at the moment. The fastest lap at the moment is Wolf by a long mile, 1:24.9, but his last lap was 1:25.0, so not too bad from him at this stage. Oh, and we have Waytop pitting, so I think he must have had damage from earlier on, so he's deciding that he's going to pit, but I think he'll have to pit one more time as well. And I think Ben just, there's more people going to probably make a pit stop soon as well, so he's a bit away behind the field at the moment, but everyone else is just slowly trying to catch up to the rest of them, and it's battles left, right, and I think there's also a close battle between Ben and the person in 10th, which is the Living Dead. That is a close battle as well, as he tries to make an opening of the Living Dead 69, see if he can catch up, but looks like he can't at the moment. Looks like he's got to make it stick, unfortunately.
We've got a battle for P2 on his hands as well. The last half a lap has been Pathox and the I Am Cyborg. So he has got ahead of him, but Cyborg's still right there in an AMG as well. So the two AMGs battling it out, and this has allowed Chaos Theory to get up onto the back of these two as well. The squabbling in turn 1, just as we were watching White Hawk NL come out of the pit lane. These two were side by side into turn number 1, so we're going to stay with this battle a minute and see if Chaos can get in on it. We see Cyborg taking a lot of curb in that AMG. They really do allow you to take a lot of curb in the AMGs. They just ride the curb so well compared with the car like the Ginetta or the Audi. But you can see Pathox is streaking ahead now. He's about a second ahead, but Chaos Theory in the Audi is closing up all the time, and he pulls to the inside. He's going to have the line for turn 1. Can he get it done on the brakes? Let's see what Cyborg does. He squeezes him out a little bit, but yeah, it gives him plenty of room, and he'll try and come back on him on the exit, but it doesn't look like he can do it. I think Cyborg may have this damage that we can see. I don't know what it's from, whether it's lag or a visual glitch or what, but he looked very, very slow compared to the Audi. Even though he was still in a bit of a tow from Pathox, he just looked really slow down the straight, and the Audi was able to just breeze past him and now pull away. So we'll keep an eye with that. But Chaos Theory's pretty much the fastest man on track, other than Wolf out front. Ricardo's just done a really good lap time, a 27.1, and a 26.9 from Cellpart as well. So these guys are going to be catching back up. Burnouts just made it up to P5 as well, past the One American. So One American go down to 6th, and Cellpart's right there after putting in a 26.9. So he's catching all the time. So One American's going to have to watch his mirrors now. But he's also got to try and focus forward and get back past EVR Burnout as well.
Yes, it's going to be very, very close as well. Cyborg, I think, suffering from a little bit of lag issues at the moment. Hopefully he'll get it sorted at some point, but that's going to allow other people to go past. But we also trying to see if Ben is good. I think Ben must have made places from the Living Dead 69. He must have overtaken him as we were following the other battle. So Ben already making his way up the field, trying to overcome from his mistakes like he did. So the second week in a row then, the person who started on pole is not leading this race. So it just goes to show that you don't have to start on pole to win this race. Just like Wolf has shown at the moment. So already looking very, very promising for Wolf, but Ben trying to catch up. But I think Ben is already under pressure from the Living Dead 69. It's not over yet for Ben, and he is down from his previous lap at the moment. But 126, not a bad lap from him, and a 127 from the Living Dead 69 as well. So yes, trying to catch up as much as they can. Their lap times are pretty much similar, so that's why they're quite close together, seeing how they do as well. I'm just seeing what other battles can we follow at this stage. We
have seen a move from Cellpart on the One American. He's now up to P6. So One American did drop back and lost about a second and a half on him that last lap as he was making the move on him. So probably shoved him wide somewhere as he went up the inside, and American would have had to yield somewhere. So let's see if he can pick up his pace again, because it hasn't been too bad, his pace. He's been in the 27s, pretty much the same as everyone, but people are now starting to get into the 26s. You see the front 5 cars all under 26s now, so, and Ben as well, one to watch coming through the field as well. He's just done a 27.3, but he had just done previous lap was a 26.9, so really close lap times considering the track is a minute and a half long. I'm surprised by that, but what I am surprised by is that Wolf is nearly into the 24s already. He has got clear air, but it's just unbelievable pace in that Ginetta, because around here you would think straight line speed would be key, but he's got that car dialed in exactly how he likes it, and he can just push as hard as he wants. I will give a quick mention though to Moo. He's about to be lapped by his teammate. Wolf is here coming out of the last turn onto the start finish, and Moo's all the way down in 12th, as is Seppel in 13th. Neither of them have pitted, I don't think. We can see the guy on the gantry now waving the green flag, saying that we are racing, as you all know. I'm not sure why it started showing us that, but I'm not sure what happened there. But we still do have 15 runners, but some of the really quick guys are at the back. We've got Moo in 12th and Seppel 13th, so Wolf will be, I think he'll be a bit sad to see the THR Ginetta just ahead of him to put a lap on his teammate. He would prefer Moo to be up there beating some of his championship rivals and possibly get a 1-2 like the first week at Sonoma. So let's see if he can eke out some pace from Moo and Seppel, because the lap times don't look too bad at the moment. They are still lapping in the low 26s.
Yes, just to be sure, Moo did pit as well for damage as well, so that's why he's lower than he usually is, because he did get a bit of damage, and that's why he's pitted. So thank you to the Wild Win 7 who was watching the stream and saw that Moo pitted. We didn't see that, but luckily he did. So good spotter.
Yeah, he's keeping an eye out for his teammates, isn't he?
Yeah,
as Wildwin. I've raced Wildwin in the Tour at LMP3 Cup. Wildwin's a quick driver himself, and I'm sure he kind of wishes that he was racing himself, but he's just got to support his teammates from the sidelines instead. And again, we go to the random marshal on the gantry, and I'm not sure why this keeps happening, but it does. I really don't know what that camera angle is about, but yeah, Moo has now taken his pit stop, as you said, so that isn't the end of the world for him then, because his pace is good. He's just done a low 26.1 indeed, so that's his pit stop done. Can he now get to the end without another pit stop? I don't know whether you can get the tyres to last, what's that, probably 40 laps. I really don't know whether you can get it to last 40 odd laps.
It's mainly the
more
fuel.
Than 40 odd laps, 45, so yeah, it's whether the fuel can get you there as well, so we'll see how we get on.
Yes, and Parfox is doing not too bad either, as he's now up into, I think he must have made his way past I'm Cyborg somehow as well, so he's catching up. And Wolf is already at pit window ahead of everybody else, so at some point he can make his first stop right now and then not worry about him being an advantage there. And it usually, if it's just for fuel or if it's just for tyres, he could probably have a quick pit stop, so that will be very, very, very interesting to see there as well. So we've got Burnout trying to catch up to some of the runners as well, and we've got Chaos Fury not that far behind. Chaos Fury doing not too bad because he didn't race. I think he retired last week, and he's still trying to catch up to the races this week. So yes, as Burnout is suffering a little bit of lag like he did last week, so it's allowing Chaos Fury having a bit of difficulty trying to overtake that person. So it is quite tricky at the moment. But we can already see some gaps starting to emerge already, so very, very close indeed. And we've got the one American trying to get under pressure from Ricardo at the moment. Ricardo doing not a too bad job at the moment trying to catch up to him. So that is very, very good at this stage. So
Ben's in the pits.
Yes, Ben's in the pits right now, but I can see Ricardo trying to make a move there on at the one American, but yet to make it stick at the moment, just to try and avoid a bit of contact from there. So good decision, I think. You don't want damage on your car and ending up having to pit twice. And I'm just seeing what Ben's doing. Right, Ben's been in the pits for a very long time, so he must have got a bit of damage somehow.
You can see the fuel going in. The fuel man is there doing his job, so he's obviously elected to bang the fuel in now and hopefully be able to get to the end. I would imagine, well, how long would you say we've been racing for now? If it's 17 laps, we've just gone on to lap 18 as Wolf, and it's 1.5 minutes a lap. Well, not quite 1.5 minutes a lap.
I'm not good at maths.
Especially when Wolf's doing 23.3, but yeah, so we've been racing for, let's call it, at least 25 minutes. So there is a good hour, pretty much an hour left of this race. Can he get a full tank of fuel to the end? I think he could, but it's whether your tyres are going to last, I think.
Yes, I've just seen Wolf made an astonishing lap, 1:23.3, and he's already gained like 5-6 seconds. Ben's disconnected, so we lost one runner already in this race. I don't know what happened. Probably his internet died or something like that. So what a shame. Our pole sitter is now out of this race. But going back to what I was saying, Ben was like, Wolf must have been 24 seconds of the lead. Now he's 30 seconds. What is happening? It's amazing. And to show that his pace is doing at the moment, he's already flying by for the rest of the field, already showing that this is one of his stronger tracks at the moment. So if he continues this up, he will make an astonishing lead to this championship at the moment, and he's showing that he's got dominant pace at the moment. I think the car next to him, I think, is his teammate, but I'm not entirely sure. But there's someone going to lap at the moment, so don't worry, it's not another car trying to overtake him, with someone trying to lap him. I think it might likely be either Seppel, Wet Hawk, or Ninjas. So yeah, very impressed with Wolf so far. And Burnout seems to be getting positions. He's now up into 4th. with Chaos Theory trying to catch up to EVR as well. So it's nice to see the EVR guys still in this race as well. We've got THR being represented as well. Anyone else, I don't know. And we've got, I think, Chaos Theory is trying to make a move on Burnout, but Burnout is still suffering a bit of lag. So I'm guessing the lag issues haven't been sorted for him, which is a bit of a shame really. But we will have to find out from what is going on at the moment. And I have noticed that on PS4 and PC, the Ginetta has also been good there as well. So I think the Ginetta is the new Ferrari of this league at the moment, I think, because it's just got very strong pace. But it'll be interesting to see how Mood does. He's at 11th at the moment. None of the other guys have pitted. See how well he tries to catch up to the rest of the field. And I don't know how Wolf is doing it, because he's already increasing by like 2 or 3 seconds a lap. That is incredible. He's in 1:22.7 right now. Oh my god, it's crazy, I know. So you'll probably get fastest lap or something. And we're already into lap 20 then of this Grand Prix. And we're seeing how people are managing their fuel. Looks like everyone's managing their fuel pretty much alright. And there's a few people that have got trying to manage their tyres as well. But don't forget, it is quite hot up there, as we said earlier. So it should be interesting to see. Bolton is doing well for his first race as well. Going to be in the points at this rate in 9th place. Doing well in the EVR car in his first race. So he'll be doing the EVR boys proud in his first race in Tier 1 as well. So, yes, very, very impressed with Wolf. And I am seeing how well the rest of the people are doing as well. I'm just seeing what other battles. There's not much battles going up at the moment. But I can see Ricardo under pressure from the one American as well. As one American's trying to close up a little bit there. But 20 laps in and already it's shaping up to be a good race.
Yeah, really good race. Bar out front. It's great to see Wolf doing these brilliant lap times. He's a bit off his pace, should I say, with a 26.1 that time around, but he may have had to lap someone or something like that, or made a slight error somewhere. But the gaps throughout the field aren't as big as we saw last week. They are only a couple of seconds. Like for instance, second place, we've got a good battle going on. Only a couple of tenths of a second, maybe half a second between them guys. We've then got Burnout and Chaos Theory trying to pull each other along to close up to Cyborg and Pathops as well. And we've then only got another 3 seconds back. Cell Parts there, another 3 seconds back from that. Ricardo's there, a second back again, one American. So they're all looking strong. A little bit further back is EVR Bolton, but for his first race running in P9, it's pretty good to be ahead of the likes of Wolf and Seppel as well. So we'll see if he can keep improving his position, EVR Bolton, because he's going well. I'm thinking that the EVR boys, with them all being in the Audi, they're probably quite nice to each other in the sense that they'll share setups. So especially for these long races where setups are crucial for keeping the car just on track, mainly just keep plugging away. If your lap times are good, try and keep it clean is the aim of the game really, and get to the end and score some decent points in these ones, because I don't know whether you score extra points in this race or anything, but it's always nice to bring home a nice haul of points regardless. So you can see there, is that the Bentley getting out of the way? It is. And
I'm just seeing
we've
what
got
the Bentley is. There, it's Waytalk. He's slowing down. I don't know what is. I think
he is struggling.
He is struggling at the moment, but he's doing all right on fuel though. But his tyres is getting a little bit cold, so he needs to warm up. I think he's struggling with his tyres. He needs to warm up his tyres a little bit there to make sure that he, gets to the end of this race. But he is slowing down. He's got a bit of damage already again, by the looks of things, and but hopefully he can recover from that at the moment. Oh yeah, already he's nearly 2 laps down. So yes, he had to slow. He is a massive off the pace compared to the rest of the guys at the moment. So hopefully he can catch up as well. Oh, and Waytalk is, how do you say his name, is in the grass at the moment. That's not looking good for his tyres. I think he just missed a pit entry, which has probably caused so he did a Seppel Is that Seppel? No, it isn't. It's White Hawk. So don't worry. Seppel has been practicing his pit entries, so hopefully he'll get a better pit entry this week. But White Hawk didn't get as much for pit entry. But I think he's probably going to wait a long time for his pits because I think he's got a bit of damage. But we will see. I think he's going to pit now to make sure he goes to the end of this race on these tyres. So yes, and he's putting some tyres on now. I'm just seeing what is happening at the moment with his tyres. I think he's putting some fuel in, and I think, yeah, it is damaged. That's why they're waiting so long. It is damaged, so that's not looking good. Oh, he's left the session. He's left the session, so not looking good for White Hawk at the moment. So, yeah, he's out of this Grand Prix. So, 2 retirees, both disconnected, are Ben and White Hawk. And White Hawk is probably his second retirement in a row, so not looking good for him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame there to see him out of the race, but you could see the back end on that Bentley was not looking happy after the big shunt earlier on. So he must have just been struggling with either setup, not having a decent enough setup to keep it on the track, and just losing too much tyre temperature. And once you start losing tyre temperature, it then becomes a big cartwheel effect, basically, where you're losing more and more and more, and your grip gets lower and lower, so you literally just cannot keep it on the road anymore, and that's the end of your race. So unfortunate for him, but Wolf now seems to just be managing the pace. He's in the 25, so still fastest man on track, but he's no longer taking as much life out of his tyres on the doing 22s. So we'll see what he does tyres wise if he takes them at the pit stop, because I did see a couple of guys on the forums saying they were struggling with the left rear. So the left rear does take a pounding, but how much can you keep that tyre alive with your setup? Basically, your pressures can make a big difference, and also if you actually select just to have a hard tyre on that corner, you can actually do that in this game. So some people may have elected to do that and just eke it out all the way, but there's a car stopped there. I'm not sure who that was. It was just
stopped
on the exit of that corner. It looked like an AMG, but
AMG.
there's no AMG in the pit lane.
Where is the one American?
Yeah,
he's dropping his way down the field at the moment. He's slowing down just a little bit, but not a lot. He's trying to. And I'm noticing he's running out of fuel. He's got to be careful. He's got to pit soon. I think he is putting the foot on a little bit too much there at the moment. So he's got to be careful. He's got to pit soon, because otherwise he'll retire due to a lack of fuel, and that is not going to. Oh, and we spoke too soon. Ah, he's got
into the wall.
He's got a bit of damage there, and that is not going to look good on his tyres at all. He
keeps the engine going though, which is a good thing. So he's going to lose a spot to the Acura, I think. Is he, of the Living Dead? No, not quite. He hasn't fell quite that far back. But EVR Bolton's gonna want in on this. He's gonna have seen him gone off and gonna want to get past him.
Yes.
So has he already actually got past him? It isn't showing on the timing sheets he's passed, but he is indeed on track. He's passed him. He's there. So the one American is down to 10th place. Living Dead is past him as well in 8th now. Yeah, so it's because both of them on the timing screen are THE is where I'm getting muddled up. So whether the one American's slowing again, going really slow, he might have got a cut track as well. So we'll see if he pits this lap, because there's that heavy damage on the side of that car. I assume he'll pit this lap.
He'll have to, I think.
No, he won't. He stays out. Probably trying to eke it out with that last 18 litres or so. I would imagine around here you're probably using about 3 litres a lap. And see someone in the background lagging. But yeah, one American, unfortunate there to lose the car like that. But I'm sure he'll keep going. He'll keep plugging away and try and finish in the top 10 if he can.
Yes, hopefully he can catch up as possible. He does have the pace to do that and make sure to do that. Wild Winners commented in the chat saying we put a special set of tyres for Wolf at the start of the race. So maybe that's why Wolf is going fast. only joking. He's controlling his pace at the moment, but as his gap is slowly decreasing at the moment. So I think what he's doing, he's trying to manage his tyres. He's not concentrating on making sure he gets the fastest lap. He's concentrating how he's gonna manage the tyres, how he's gonna manage to stint to make sure he doesn't have to pit again. He's managing the fuel really well actually, because stuff like the one American is on 18 litres of fuel. The Wolf, THR Wolf, is on 70.7, so you can tell that Wolf is managing his fuel really nicely. Parfox is also managing his fuel as well, fine as well, and Cyborg as well. Seems like the top 5 have pretty much got it nailed in terms of fuel strategy. It's just the one American, I think, went in a bit too much, and that's why he's on too much fuel, too less fuel at the moment. We're still not sure at the moment, but the gap is slowly. Well, that's why Wolf is slowing down a little bit. So, oh, Wolf is he pitting? Yeah, he's pitting.
Yeah, pitted.
Yes, so
I'm wondering. He was 34 seconds ahead, and now he's only 20. Yeah, he's only drove into the pits.
That's because he was slowing down to go to the pits. I think he's just doing tyres.
Right, yeah.
Nope, he's putting fuel as well. Nope, it's tyres. So I think he'll be doing another pit stop. But it's been 26 laps, and he's still on 79.8 litres of fuel. So he probably can manage doing that. But it's 5 seconds, 4 seconds. He's going to close into Parfox. We're going to follow him now as Parfox goes on a start-finish straight then. See what happens with him. And Parfox has taken the lead. And Cyborg has jumped Wolf as well. Wolf is dropping down. Oh, he's going slowly. Or is that the pit limits are being a bit slowy in
yeah, still on the pit limiter until the exit board there. So we'll get going again now.
It's quite slower
to speed
than the last track in Rapuna. So yeah, we got Wolf. So Wolf is dropped. But don't forget, the top 4 haven't pitted. So is that the right call to pit now? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. On that as well, so to let you know your thoughts as well. That would be very, very interesting, as Parfox still hasn't pitted yet, but he is still alright with fuel at the moment. He seems to be managing his tyres alright as well, so he's not doing too bad. He is joined second in the championship, and he really wants to fight with Wolf in his championship as much as he can, as well as Moo as well, so hopefully he can catch up there as well. It's 5/10 to the second separating first and second at the moment. They got to be careful not to wear out their tyres a bit too much, because they get a bit too hot at the moment. But we're noticing, and the one American is in last place at the moment, and I don't think he's pitted yet. He is losing a lot of time as he's going through. I'm just going to see at the moment, see where he is. He is going slowly. He is going a bit wide. So
really struggling after that crash and damage.
He has pitted,
that he picked up.
He has pitted. His fuel is back to 78. I don't know, or it might be a glitch or something that's saying, "Oh, you got 18.9 laps of fuel," but I don't know.
Yeah, I would imagine he's pitted. I didn't see it myself.
It's probably just fuel. I
could
think
well have done.
It might be just fuel, but you never know. You never know with these things, and it'll be interesting to see how the
Burnout into the wall.
He is lagging a little bit.
Burnout is in the wall. Is it lag?
It is lag. We're not going to follow
lag,
him.
Or is he actually in the wall?
I don't know. Oh! He's dropping down the field, but we're not going to follow him as much, because otherwise we don't want to have a laggy stream. So,
Well, one thing I will say is that Burnout was catching Pathox and Cyborg. Now, Cyborg is now 8 seconds back from Pathox after hustling him just a minute ago. So he's had an issue somewhere, as has Burnout, who's now 6th. So have they had a bit of contact somewhere in the first sector? I think they may have done, because just to have a quick flick to Cyborg and see if he's got any damage, because Chaos Theory's inherited second place from all of this, so he's looking okay. But where's Cyborg? He's 4 seconds back from this one, so real odd
where is Cyborg?
To see there. But Cyborg is I Am Cyborg, isn't it? So he's P3 at the moment.
Oh, there we go.
So
sorry,
it's P9.
my bad.
Yeah, and he does, but he had this damage before. He had the visual damage that we could see, but his pace was fine. But his last lap, Luke, was 10 seconds slower. than anyone else. So
Yeah.
he's struggling there, and he's got no headlights either now, which I'm sure he had a headlight before. I wonder if him and Burnout, because Burnout's in the pit lane.
Yep, he's in.
I think they've had contact somewhere,
They must
and I think Burnout has actually gone out into the wall. It does look like heavy damage on that left-hand side. He's getting some fuel. He'll probably then have the damage fixed, but we'll see what his pace looks like afterwards.
Yes.
Because that was a heavy impact.
That was. He is known to be, I think, the lag king of this league. I don't know what is happening with him. Hopefully his internet will be fixed soon, because we want to see some normal racing. But looks like he is. We'll see when he comes out. But we are just seeing how the gaps are emerging at the moment. But Parforce is trying to close in very nicely as well, trying to catch up as well. But I'm seeing how Wolf does, how he can catch up to I'm a Cyborg. But he wants to try and manage his tyres as well, much as he can as well. So we're heading almost to the halfway mark of this endurance race, and it is proving to be very interesting. And as you can see in the background, Burnout has just gone out of the pits, so that was quite a long pit stop, and he's got some damage, but he's got some fuel as well. So that is not all bad news, but that means he must be a lap or two laps down behind the leader. So a bit of a shame at the moment, but everybody else doing very well, trying to catch up. The EBR boys, EBR Chaos Fury is doing very well as well. Possibly aiming for a podium he is looking for after a rubbish finish last week. So hopefully he'll be able to do that as well. But we're noticing Selpar is closing up to Wolf very nicely there by about 0.5 per second there. So he's closing up a little bit. But don't forget, Gianettas are really fast on this game. So this should be interesting to see how he does there. So yeah, Wolf probably might have regretted that decision for pitting early when he did, because he thought that the other people were going to pit after him, but none of the other front runners had pitted yet. So but the gap is all right at the moment. For if the other guys pit, he'll be back in the lead. So he'll be all right at the moment. As long as he manages his tyres and fuel fine, he should be able to cope until the end of this race. So he should be fine at the moment. And Cyborg has gone into the pits, and he's putting some tyres on. And oh yeah, it looks like a quick pit stop. That was a quick pit stop. So very good from the pit team there. So looks like it was just a quick tyre change, I think. I think he realised he had enough fuel. So I think he is staying as he is now, and he is going up. He's dropping down to P8 at the moment, but don't forget the others haven't pitted yet. So yes, that should be interesting. So as we can see,
you can just see Moo. Yeah, Moo's
Seppel,
coming, and so is Seppel.
Yes, well, Seppel's not that far behind, but I think we can see Seppel closing in, but I think they're a lap down, so should be interesting at the moment.
Well, I think both him and Moo have pitted, so I think Moo is now ahead on track position from I Am Cyborg. So Moo did pit, remember? So
yeah, he did,
doesn't have to pit again if he doesn't have to. I think that Cyborg actually did take just fuel there and no tyres. So we'll keep an eye on his pace and see how good he was.
Yes, I've noticed that. So his tyre temperature.
Yeah, his fuel's definitely higher than it was. He probably had some left, but he will have just taken, brimmed the tank and then gone out again, ready for finish the race, because we are pretty much half distance now. So
almost.
A lot's already happened, but a lot can still happen in the last half, because I am actually intrigued to the fact that Wolf is 12.5 seconds behind Pathox. Pathox is matching pace. Since Wolf pitted, Wolf's not closed in on him. If anything, Selpart's the man to watch, because he might actually end up giving a bit of a lunge to Wolf, because that AMG will be awfully quick down the straight compared with the Ginetta.
Yes.
But it looks like Wolf can keep the gap at the minute through the corners.
Yeah, Selpart is closing up to Wolf very nicely there. So Wolf may be a bit under pressure there at the moment, but not the gap to reach up to Chaos Theory at the moment. But the field is still staying as it is in the bottom runners at the moment. So the one American, I think, speeding up his pace a little bit there. So he is trying to manage his tyres, which he's doing well. And he is trying to pull... His laps at the moment is not doing too bad. So he's done the right thing to pit. But I think it's just about damage limitation for him. Is he going to make it to the end of this race? But with endurance races, but more than anything, it's the best thing at an endurance race is to finish. If you finish, that is an achievement in itself. Because it is quite hard to race on project cars for 1.5 hours. It's probably easier when you're used to 100% races in F1. But on project cars, it's quite tricky unless they're used to doing endurance races. So, like, some of them might have done the Indy 500 or the NMP2 series on Sundays, but I don't know. I don't know how they're going to get used to that. I still see a bit of damage on the one American's car, but it might be a bit visual glitch, it looks like, or it might be just the visuals in their car, but I don't know. But anyway, closing up then at the moment, we've got Bolton and the Living Dead. Bolton having some really good pace at the moment as he's catching up to the field, doing very well to manage his tyres and his fuel. He will need to pit soon. I'm not sure if he has pitted, but we will have to wait and see at the moment. But at the moment, Bolton is trying to make sure he's not under pressure from the Living Dead. But looks like he's all right at the moment. So he has been really looking forward to this race all day actually. And already he's showing incredible pace. So props up to Bolton there. But I think Wolf is worrying that Selpar is going to catch him up on his tail. But I wonder what he's thinking in his head right now. If he's in the win of this race, that's probably what we'll be asking him in the interviews, if he's under pressure or not. But yeah, that 34 then, 5 seconds between Parfox and Chaos Theory. So yeah, that is pretty good at the moment. Still got about 50 litres to 47 litres of fuel at the moment between them two. Don't forget 3 litres a lap then. So they should be able to last, but they got to make sure they manage it very, very well. And we are watching the Living Dead and Bolton as much as we can, because I think that's the only close battle on track at the moment, it looks like. Everyone else is pretty far back, but there's a bit of lag from this one car at the moment, but I think he is keeping it under control. As Living Dead 69 is...
Maybe have a jump on board with Living Dead as well, actually. See if we can see an on-board move for a change. Might be able to spice it up a bit.
Yes, I will try and do that. Hold on a second. There we go. So we are riding on board with the Living Dead 69 as he tries to find some overtaking opportunities. He's staying put at the moment, but I think Bolton's doing some great defensive work at the moment. He is finding out... Oh, I spoke too soon! Commentator's curse right there. Sorry, Bolton. But Living Dead 69 has made his way through and he's up into P6 at the moment. But no, Bolton's at... Oh, the Living Dead... Oh, he's pitting.
No, he isn't. No, pit in is there on the right. And I think what he actually tried to do was come back down the outside of Living Dead, but overshot the corner, and then Living Dead just had the racing line. So
oh, no,
Bolton has actually pitted, yeah. He has decided to dive in the pits, but I don't think he didn't want to give up the place too easily, but because he's now lost it, he's thought, right, dive in the pits, get some fresh tyres and go again. So
yes,
see what he can do from there.
Yeah, hopefully he can catch up soon. And I think what Wolf is doing at the moment is trying to manage his tyres so he can last to the end of the race. So that is why he's not catching up to Chaos Theory and Parfox, because they haven't pitted yet. So once Parfox and Chaos pit, Wolf will be the lead of this race. So I don't think he's worrying at the moment, but he's got to watch out for Selpart to make sure he does not get overtaken by Selpart. But so Bolton, let's see where he ends up and where... Oh, it was not too bad pit stop from him actually. Really, really good for him. I didn't see what he did pit stop wise, but it looks like it was just... I think it was fuel as well, but it doesn't look like it's tyres. But I really don't know. But yes, I think we see a few cars going on the end of the pit straight. Looks like he's going to stay in 10th place at the moment, so that's all right. Looking at and Wolf is under pressure from Selpar at the moment, and Selpar's trying to squeeze into Wolf there. That was very close from Wolf. Oh my god, he wasn't expecting that, was he? He's got to make sure that he defends for his life here, because he thought he has his race in the bag, but no, he has to defend Selpar. So yeah, he's got to manage his tyres.
He did a 27.9, Wolf did that last lap around, so he's dropped back 1.3 seconds back into the clutches of Selpart. So Selpart looking like he's thinking, should I go for a move? But then I think he keeps thinking, well, it isn't really an on-track battle because he hasn't pitted yet, but there's nothing wrong with trying to take track position if you think a driver's holding you up. But I never thought I'd say that this race, that Wolf was holding somebody up. I think he has just made a mistake, and that's what gives Selpart the opportunity to have a little loop down the inside. But
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see him. He's gone a little bit wide there, a little bit off the apex. But you can see the difference in lines through the last couple of corners. But Chaos Theory has just dived into the pits, so I'll have to flick to him and see if we can. Yeah, Wolf will inherit second, as will Selpart third place. We'll see if the Living Dead is the next car on track, up to P5 now. And Ricardo going well in P6 as well.
Looks like Chaos Theory is pitting at the moment, just seeing how he goes with his pit stop. I can't really, the camera's not really showing the pit stop well enough, really, to be honest. So let me just get on board, so to see what he's
fuel
doing.
going in.
Yeah, there is fuel. I think his tyres is put in as well, and I'm just seeing what looks like he's staying put at the moment. So it's probably fuel as well.
That'll be to fix a little bit of damage.
That he probably
so the fuel pump is already out, but the damage is will be fixed, and off he goes. So yeah, he's back up to full fuel, and it will have. I don't know whether he'll have fresh tyres, because I'm not sure if they changed tyres or not. But
it does look a bit cooler. It definitely looks a bit cooler than his tyres before. So he probably have changed tyres as well, but we didn't see that closely due to the cameras, unfortunately. But at the moment, as it stands, then Parfox in the lead of this Grand Prix, but he hasn't pitted. So once Parfox is in the pits, Wolf will take the lead, but Wolf is in second with Selpar not that far behind him. I think Selpar is going to try and make the move going into turn 1, then seeing if he can make it stick. Looks like he can't. Looks like he has to skip position at the moment. Wolf had to try and defend.
Saw him take a little jink to the inside. Then that was just to try and scare Wolf, I think, more than anything. Make him scare him into defending.
Yeah,
Selpart was 0.3 quicker on that lap, so he was just trying to make him go to the inside to defend. Selpart would have then moved back to the racing line and took the normal line through the corner, and it would have checked Wolf up through turn 1 and made him slower through turns 1 and 2. So Selpart using his brain and making Wolf think about what he's going to do next. But Selpart giving it a good go. He is not just going to sit here and let Wolf drive off into the distance. He does want to try and get the move done if at all possible.
And we're going to see if we can follow this battle as much as we can. So we are going to look at the timing sheet as much as we can as well. So if we see the times go way up, we will follow that battle as much as we can as well. But we're seeing what other battles are going on track. We've got Moo up into 6th place as well. So the way he pitted is doing a great job at the moment. Ricardo, 6 litres of fuel. Has he pitted yet? I don't think he has. So
I very much doubt it, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's got to pit soon, because otherwise he'll run out of fuel.
Parfox is in the pits.
Parfox is in the pits, which means Wolf is in the lead of this Grand Prix. But for how long? As oh my god, this is getting intense by the second as Selpar is trying to close in at the moment. But I don't know if Selpar has pitted. If he has pitted, this is going to be interesting. We weren't expecting Selpar and Wolf to battle this early on. Wolf thought he had this in the bag, but obviously not. This is interesting. So yes, Shabak just said hello in the chat. he said he might race next week as a reserve driver. So good on you, Shrek, and we hope to see you back on the track next week. He's more like 75% at the moment. So good job you're checking the stream, supporting your EVR teammates. So yeah, thank you for joining the chat, by the way. But I think because Parfox went to the pits, Moo has dropped down to 4th. But Parfox didn't drop down many places. So that must have been a good pit stop from Parfox. It must have just been fuel or tyres or something like that. So it must have been a quick pit stop. No damage from him. So that was a good pit stop. But the Living Dead, I think, still needs to pit as well. But he's alright with his fuel at the moment. So I think he could be okay. But don't forget, they have to do a mandatory pit stop as well. So THR Rhino is liking the livery that these cars are having at the moment. So yeah, they've chosen some very interesting livery, I think, as well during the course of this season. So I like that, and I do kind of like the Ginettas blue. I really do like that. But yes, I think the Living Dead can afford to stay for at least 10 more laps, but he will have to pit soon. But I'm not sure if he's pitted yet. So yes, I am interested to see. Oh, Ricardo he must have pitted. Ricardo must have pitted because he's
definitely back, yeah.
He is back on 64 litres of fuel. So he managed to squeeze that in quite nicely, and he's now dropped down to 9th. So that wasn't a bad pit stop at the moment. So yes, so that is looking good for him. So trying to claw his way back up the field at the moment. So if you're wondering, we have lost 2 people in this race. We lost Ben from a disconnection, and we lost Waytalk as well due to a disconnection. So those 2 have disconnected from the race, and that's why you can't see them on the timing sheets. So that's why you're not seeing them if you're wondering where they are. So, which is a shame at the moment. But we already seen Wolf and Selpar battling out like crazy. Selpar is trying to close. Oh my god, this is closing in, and I am quite surprised that Selpar hasn't made a move yet. But he is trying to make the most of this opportunity. Is he going to make a move then? I don't think he is at the moment. I'm just going to go on board with Selpar at the moment, see what he does. It'll be interesting. I think Wolf knows where Selpar is going because he is driving to make sure he defends that. So looking very, very, very nicely there. We're on lap 41 then of this endurance race already, and so far it's a really good race so far for Wolf, managing his strategy very well, but already under pressure from Selpar. But I think the main reason why Selpar is not pressuring him too much is probably because of the pit stop. But to be honest, I didn't see if he pitted or not, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. And he's already gained 2 seconds a lap, 2 tenths already, so he's trying to close in on Wolf as well. So that was a very good lap from Selpar at the moment. But I think Wolf's fastest lap of this race so far is a 1. Oh, I've seen Wolf go a bit wide there, so I don't know what.
He's going to have a go.
Yep, he's going to have a go. I'm just going to follow track side quickly as we go past the final few corners then of the straight. So let's see what Selpar can do. See if he can make a move. Done. He's probably going to make the same move as last time. Oh my god, is he going to try and make the move stick? We got Wolf defending then as Selpar tries to make a nice defensive move from Wolf there, as Wolf retains that position from Selpar. But that was close enough already. It shows that those 2 are racing very, very cleanly. They're not making in contact with each other there, which is what we like to see. We like to see clean races, which is pretty good. The THR guys are probably very impressed with their man so far as well. So yeah, I won't be surprised if Selpar tries to close in at the moment. But Selpar is, because of the battles he's having, he is lowering up on fuel at the moment. So he will have to pit soon to make sure he lasts, or he might have to manage his tyres a little bit to make sure he doesn't, be like Ricardo and have to pit due to the lack of fuel. But as you can see, he's already losing a bit of time at the moment, but he's still trying to close in there. So that's the only battle at the moment. The rest are like 10 seconds adrift. But we got Moo and I think the Living Dead, trying to close in. But the Living Dead hasn't pitted either. So Moo's done very well to get into third place at the moment. So he's going to look very good on points at the moment. But hoping there's 1-2 might still be on the cards, but it depends where Moo is pitted. And someone has mentioned that Wolf's tyres do look a bit worn. I'm actually going to see as we drive on board with him. I can't tell from this camera if his tyres are worn, but probably people in this game do notice this a bit more than I do, because yeah, I'm just going to go on here and see his tyres. I'm just going to see quickly. Looks like he's alright at the moment, but his pace at the moment, his tyres at the moment are quite cold, so he's got to try and manage them quite nicely there. But already Selpar is closing in 0.03 of a second, closing in between himself and Wolf right now. Oh my god, this can go on all night, I think.
Well, I will agree with Chirac, because I think Wolf's tyres are probably struggling a little bit, but they're still in the 26s. But just flick to Selpar again, because I'm just trying to figure out if he can actually get to the end on fuel. I don't think he can, because last lap around crossing the line, he was about just shy of 30 litres, whereas now he's going to be about 27.5 litres, which means to me he's probably using about 2.5 a lap. Now, 2.5 a lap is not enough to do the remainder of the race. You'd have to be doing only 1.5 a lap to do the rest of this race. And he goes a little bit wide at turn 1. He nearly actually collects Wolf, but he's managed to keep it on. But he has lost time now. He's lost a good 7/10 of a second, because he was only half a second adrift. So see if he can close back in. But I think Wolf, if you flick to Wolf, he should have enough fuel with the 42 litres. And he'll be doing sort of, I would imagine, let me see, he's probably, he can do 2.3 litres a lap, 2.2 litres a lap, something like that. So he's got more than enough. We can check that out for you and see if he can actually get to the end. I'll just keep an eye on what the fuel is this lap compared with the next lap.
Yeah, we will have a look at that. Using. And the Living Dead 69 is pitted. So what a good run from him so far. Just see where he follows between the rest of the guys at the moment. And it looks like I'm just going to go on board with him quickly to see. Oh, no, that was a quick pit stop. That was a good pit stop from that team there. So Living Dead 69, I think, didn't have to do that much. So I'm just going to see where he goes. Looks like I think we're going to have Ricardo pass him. But no, not at the moment. Looks like he's going to stay in 8th. So very, very good from him at the moment. But I think what Selpar is doing, he's realising he's running out of fuel. So he's probably got to go a bit slower to make sure he can possibly go to the end of this straight and then push it out on the end. But I don't think he is going to manage it. But he is managing his tyres alright. It's just his fuel. But possibly because he was going as fast as he was trying to catch up to Wolf. And that is what's causing Selpar to slow down a bit there. But we're on lap 45. Anything can happen. And so I think we've got 18 laps left of this Grand Prix. So it's going very, very quickly so far. And I'm very actually impressed that we've got 13 runners still left in this endurance race. So the level of commitment that these guys are showing is pretty incredible, especially in the night time. And the nighttime weather is different than normal. So yeah, that is interesting. So I'm just seeing Wolf is on 40.0 laps of fuel, now 39.9. Did you see what fuel he was on before, Aidan? So
he was about 42.5, I think. So
that was 2.3 litres, like normal.
Let's just see what he is across the line. I'll have to see him across this time and next. So he crosses the line
39.4.
0.4. So let's see what that is then.
Yeah, we'll just wait until the end of the lap, and then we'll follow him again. But Moo's not doing too bad as well. I think he pitted at the right time. He's on 44.1 laps of fuel, the same as Wolf. So he could possibly go to the end of this race by just doing a one stop. So his recovery drive at the moment is incredible. So it just goes to show that the paces of the Ginettas in this track is astonishing. So very, very incredible for Moo, and very incredible for the Constructors' Championship. And if you just joined us, hello, this is the Project Cars 2 GT3 Leagues Xbox One Tier 1. This is one of the first endurance races of the season, and we got 2 this season. This is the first one, and this has been one of my favourites so far. So very, very interesting. Again, let me know your thoughts. We will be asking your thoughts for driver of the day at some point as well, just so we can see as well. But oh, did Wolf have a prop?
Selpart takes the lead and Wolf is stopped.
Oh
He's
no! Oh no!
Disaster for Wolf.
I didn't see what happened there. I really didn't.
He's definitely, I think he's looped it round all on his own.
But
and he's
that means his
now
teammate is closing as well.
15 seconds. So after Wolf almost coming round to lap Moo at one point, Moo is actually only 2 seconds back from his teammate now. So he's had a charging drive back through the field. Has Moo. That early pit stop didn't hamper him too much, but Wolf not looking like at all what he's normally like, where there are mistakes. I mean, last week he struggled in the rain a bit, but he looked fairly comfortable, and then he's just looped it around, so that's going to be no good for his tyres or his temperatures. However, now he's just crossed the line and he's on 30. I'll call it 37 because he's probably used that 0.2 coming from the line to turn 1. So if he's then used 37, so yeah, he's using 2.4 a lap. He is using 2.4 a lap.
It's going to be close. He's got to
Let me
make.
see. How many laps have we got left?
We've
got this one, which should take you to 48. So you're going to be 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 laps at least.
Just
2.4 a lap, 38.4 litres. He hasn't got enough fuel. He has to pit again. Guaranteed. Has to pit again. Unless my calculations are wrong, on the fly, he's going to be so tight on fuel. Selpart has to pit again.
And
he does. Is that not him in the pits now? Has he just pitted?
Yeah,
I saw someone down in the pits. Yeah, Selpart, he's pitted.
Moo doesn't have to pit, so he is fine. So Moo could look to be on course to win if Wolf has to pit again, because Moo is
Are you sure Moo doesn't have to?
No, he's
just flick the Moo's
no,
fuel.
he has pitted before. And he's on enough. He's just on the amount of fuel.
Yes, he's got. He's got plenty. Wow, that's very interesting. From being out of the running. I don't know whether he put more fuel in or whether Wolf. I don't know whether Wolf didn't put. Whether he's tried to be smart and just put the minimum amount of fuel in, and then actually thought, hold on, I haven't actually put enough in. He's tried to do it that tight that I don't think he's got enough, but he might do. But we'll see how he does it. But Selpart all the way down in 5th now after his pit stop. But we're going to have to see how long he's going to be stationary for, and how that's going to feed into it. This is all of a sudden got very, very interesting on fuel. But Moo, for me, is looking the strongest, definitely.
He's managing his fuel and his tyres very well then, and he only pitted once. So because he was at the bottom of the field, he didn't have to stretch his fuel too much. So I think he was just concentrating, trying to get to the end of the race. But he never felt he was going to be in this position that he was in the battle for the lead. So he's going to be in incredible shock at the moment. But at the moment he's concentrating, getting to the end of the race. Seppel, a bad start from him, but he's up into P5 already. He's on 40.9 laps of fuel, so he doesn't have to pit again. By the looks of things, I don't think he has pitted. I think he has pitted, so he's looking fine at the moment. So he's on track to stay for the rest of this lap. So race, so looking good for him. Chaos Fury, I think, is looking all right as well. And let me just see who possibly will have to pit again. Ninja will possibly have to pit as well, but he's got a bit of lag, and the one American I think will probably just make it just slightly, but everyone else I think is fine, that they can probably manage those fuel and tyres towards the end. I think that's a crucial more than anything. They've got to concentrate more on their fuel. But I think Wolf is thinking that he was going to dominate this race and feel like he wasn't going to take as much fuel. and he could have taken it easy, but I think he possibly made that mistake. But he's not gaining as much, he's not losing as much fuel as we thought. He's still on 36.4 now, so looking pretty good, I think. But it'll be too close to call. We don't want to see what happened for PC last week, where on the last lap, one of the runners ran out of fuel. But it was still able to finish, but dropped massively of the way down the field. We don't want it to happen to Wolf tonight, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that none of these runners run out of fuel. But we already have Moo closing up on him like a hawk, so that should be interesting. Wolf has got to manage his fuel and tyres efficiently enough at the moment. Wolf 30.8. That's going to be close, I think. I think it is going to be close. It is. I can't call it at the moment. It's just going to be very, very intense for these drivers, I think. Wolf will probably be under pressure to make sure he runs out of fuel. No, doesn't run out of fuel. So very interesting strategy, I think, at the moment. So it'll be a very interesting call for them. So let me know what your thoughts on this race are as well, through the chat as well. We got a few people still watching this chat, so very good. I'm just going to see that Cyborg is already catching up to the field as well, 12.7 seconds already, so that is pretty good as well. But I think not enough to catch up to Moo, but he's all right staying out at the moment, so he's all right for a podium position at the moment. But Parthos is not that far behind them. Parthos is looking very, very good as far as pace is concerned at this stage, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. But we already got Burnout and the Living Dead battling and merging as well. Burnout suffering from lag again there. It's his third week in a row where he's suffering a bit of lag, so maybe his internet connection. But I strongly recommend, if you're doing any league racing at all, if it's on PC, Xbox or PS4, I nearly said PS1, put a wired connection in because it makes all the difference.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, I had issues years ago with wireless connection, but wired is definitely the way to go nowadays, especially league racing wise. But some people just don't have that luxury to be able to do that. But what's interesting is that a pit stop's going to cost you about 40 odd seconds, and if you remember, Selpart was 15 seconds ahead of Wolf, and he's come out all the way down in 7th place, 46 seconds off Wolf now. So that pit stop that he took was cost him about a minute. Now, will Wolf's pit stop cost him that? Because I still think Wolf is going to have to pit. I really do. He might be able to just scrape through if he changes the engine map to make it, so we'll be doing a lot slower lap times, but he'll actually make it still to the flag.
Yes.
I could be wrong. He could literally run out across the line. Who knows? But we'll see what happens in the closing stages.
We've got Moo closing in onto Wolf then by 0.03 of a second, and I think Moo is going to make the move done. We're going to see if we can ride on board with him then. I'm just, if I can, but I think Moo is under pressure from, oh no, that's a lap car. I thought that was someone right behind him, but no, that was a lap car. So that is what it's look like at the moment. So I'm just going to see then where he is going to end up. But he's losing a bit of time. He looks all right at the moment, but he's got to try and catch up at the moment. See where he does at the moment. I'm just going to see where he ends up. Oh, it's a bit of contact! There's a bit of contact from both the Ginetta. Oh my god. As we thought with this race,
teammates crashing into each other.
As if
that
this race
is something that should never happen. Never.
No. If we thought this race was going to get any, you know, it's going to be unpredictable. We don't know who's going to win this race. That means Wolf's got a bit of damage then, and Moo, probably controversially, is taking the lead of this Grand Prix. But there might be, it might be a Stewart's inquiry, but probably not because they're teammates. But it's kind of like a Hamilton slash. Oh, Moo slowing down. Oh, he was slowing down.
He's letting him go.
Yeah, I think
he's letting him go. He knows that's his mistake.
Yeah,
that he
that was
into the back of him.
Yeah, that was a good move, I think, from Moo. He realised I should have made contact. He gave the position back. So that is teammates. I think that shows that he didn't mean to make contact. I think so. It shows that they get on really well as teammates. So yes. So I think the THR guys will be disappointed that they contacted each other, but they'll be all right that Moo has owned up and let Wolf through. So don't forget, Wolf is ahead in this championship, but Moo's not that far behind. But Moo just said, right, I'm sorry, Wolf, I have to let you pass. But he's not giving up now. But I think he's got to be a little bit too cautious, I think, to make sure he goes to the end of this race, I think, because he probably got a bit of damage, I think. But yeah, we are gonna keep a close eye on this battle, because we want to see this as much as possible. We are concentrating on other battles as well, but I think this is getting very, very close to our own eyes at the moment. It's just incredible, and but that was a close one. I'm glad it didn't end up that serious, and Wolf was able to gain plenty of time. And you know, I thought Moo slowed down due to a technical issue, but he actually slowed down to let his teammate through. So good on you, Moo.
Well, there's definitely no multi-21ing going on in the THR team in the Ginettas. None of Sebastian Vettel versus who's it? What was it? Paul Webster. That's my
what?
mate. Who am I on about? Mark Webber is who
Why
I'm
did
on
you
about.
say Paul Webber?
They've got the same name. Webber. I've got them mixed up.
Right.
Vettel against Webber. Yeah, where was it where that happened? Was it Malaysia where they crashed into each other and they were having a ding dong? I think it was.
Oh yeah,
they were saying multi-21. There's none of that
funny.
involved tonight, but Moo did get that all wrong and end up taking Wolf and himself nearly completely out of the race. But they are still going. Whether he'll be a bit more cautious now, like you said, I think he probably will be. But that has allowed everyone to catch up. Selpark gained 5 seconds in that. So,
and Cyborg.
As did everyone else. So, yeah, Cyborg could be on for a P2 and Pathox a P3 if these guys have to pit again. But I know Moo probably won't have to. But what's Wolf's fuel on? 20 litres.
And it's
with
2 laps.
This lap and 9. Well,
I think he will. If it's free, I think he'll probably just scrape it, but I can't call it. I literally can't call it. But I think Moo wants to try and make a move done. Hopefully it'll be cleaner this time than like it was. But it looks like Moo nearly got the job done. But I think there's no team orders at this rate. They're letting each other race, which is quite good. It's nice to see teammates racing, which is nice as well. And hopefully they won't get a bit of contact. I'm just my heart is racing at the moment. I just want to see. I want to see this. I don't want this to end in tears for any of these drivers. But
Wolf going to the inside to defend. And
that was almost a bit of
nearly
contact.
a bit of contact from the two THR guys, but they're swapping and changing lines all the time. And you saw Wolf go defensive. Moo tried it round the outside, but couldn't get the job done. But may as well just stick with this battle because there's nothing else happening anywhere on track. Everyone's 3-4 seconds apart. So this is the key battle, but it's whether Wolf can get to the end. Just flick to Wolf for me across the line because I want to see what fuel is used again this lap.
18.6.
He was 20.2 across the line last lap around.
So not a lot then.
If he's using bang on 2 litres a lap, which looks to be the case,
he should be
he's
fine.
just done a lap there, which was 2 litres a lap. He should be okay. 2 litres a lap times it. 2 litres a lap times how many laps we've got.
The outside, but
defending again.
Nice defending moves from Wolf. And that he knows where Moo is going, and he is following that line. So absolutely incredible racing from the pair of them, I think, at the moment. So yeah, Wolf is known. It's like the goalkeeper from last night from the England game. They know where to go and they do it. So very, very good. Oh, another battle that this reminds people of, especially Rhino in the chat, is Max Verstappen versus Ricciardo at Baku. Remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's a bit like that.
It kind of reminded me of that, but they were both out. But we don't want that to happen.
After doing a bit more maths, I think he's just got enough by about 1.5 litres to get to the end.
I think he's managing his
fuel. I've calculated it at 2 litres a lap, but 2 litres a lap, if it's 2.1, he might not make it. If it's 2, he might make it. I'm really not sure because...
Oh, we don't want it to be a Scott.
You know, it's a good way to go, really.
We don't want it to be a Scott from PC who ran out of fuel on the last lap. We don't want that to happen from Wolf. So I'm praying that none of these drivers run out of fuel, because we want them to finish to the end of this race. But we can see Cyborg closing in already due to the battle. But I think Moo wants to try and make another move. No, he can't. Oh my God, this is getting
He's
crazy.
tried that every single lap. I think he's going to have to sell him the dummy and do a Danny Ricciardo on Max Verstappen because, Danny Ricciardo on Vettel at Monza, give him the dummy and switch back to the inside at the last minute, but I don't think he wants contact again.
No, he doesn't.
I think that damage that was caused by the incident has made Wolf's car absolutely slow as hell down the straights. And Moo again looking to the outside, Wolf having to defend it, Moo is hanging it out round the outside. It becomes the inside for the next corner. Does Wolf see him? No, he doesn't need to. He's just ahead. Maybe jump on board with Moo and see what he's going to do. He's got a good exit there, coming up round the final couple of corners onto the banking. Someone's shouting Civil War in the chat. It is. It's a THR Civil War. The Blue Janettas. Moo's just glanced the wall, but Wolf's wide. That gives Moo an opportunity, but he's still on the inside is Wolf. But I tell you what, Moo's door banging with his teammate, and Wolf is wide through the corner, which is going to give Moo a good run down the straight here. This is going to be absolutely fantastic down into turn 1. Moo, he's not interested in the slipstream. He's staying on the outside. I don't know why he's doing that, but he is faster. He's closing the gap, and the side by side. Is Moo gonna hang it out to dry? No, not quite. No. So absolutely brilliant stuff from these. But I'll just give a good shout out to him. Cyborg, he was fastest man on track with a 25.9. He's 2.5 seconds back from these. He's there lurking in his AMG, so he is catching.
He is catching, so it won't be that far before they catch him, I think. But I think Moo's trying to make a move across every straight at the moment, and I think everyone's heart must be racing in the chat, and our heart is racing down here as well, because we want to see them do well and battle as well as much as we can. We want to give as much battles as we can in this chat, and this is what we've been giving you. It's amazing to see how these drive. That is why people like Moo and Wolf are in the top tier, because of battles like these. So, that is what we've gone to show here as well. So, right, as we approach one of the final corners of this track then, are we going to see Moo make a move again? I am Cyborg's 1.7 seconds. He's not that far behind at all. And I'm just going to see how
Wolf's better run here, Moo has.
11.9. And he's got...
He should have enough.
He should have enough. He should be fine. Just about, but...
Who's going to take the lead momentarily here, but he hasn't got the line for the corner. He is going to take the lead, Moo is, but he's not on the right line. But Moo, does nearly run into the back of him. But look at I Am Cyborg, 1.5 seconds now, and Moo nearly losing the back end. So he's all over the show now, and I think that's give Wolf a little bit of breathing space, having that little bit of a moment. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic now. We've got 3 drivers battling for the lead after nearly an hour and a half of racing. We've got 4 laps to go after this one.
Yeah.
And we'll see if Cyborg can make any inroads into the lead of this race. He could still win this, as could any driver really, even all the way down to Seppel. Special shout out to him. He's back up into 5th and into some decent points. He's now ahead of Chaos Theory and Cellpart as well. Burnout recovering a little bit. to P8 ahead of the Living Dead. But we've got a little battle going on with the new driver EVR Bolton and Ricardo for 10th and 11th, but no one wants to see that just as of yet, I don't think, because we do have this scrap for the lead, which is now only 1 second even nearly between the top three, so we'll stay with this.
Oh my god, this is going to be tense. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. This reminds me of the penalty shootout when I was on the edge of my seat. This is just like that. But we can see Cyborg not that far behind at all. He is waiting for any of the Ginettas to make a mistake. The Ginettas can't afford to make a mistake at the moment. They've got to do as much as they can. I think Moo is going to probably have to make sure his teammate stays out in front. And possibly...
Mistake from Cyborg. He's 3 seconds back. He's just had a big tank slapper through turn 1. So that might be his chance gone.
Well, that was close.
Might be his chance gone.
That was close enough indeed. But we got Moo trying to find every moment to overtake, and I think he might just do it. He is driving out the outside line, inside line of Wolf. Then let's see if he can do it. Now Wolf's doing some great defending there. Moo, I think, is learning to be a bit more cautious. I think so. Yeah, they've got to be more aware, I think, at the moment. So Moo's 200
Wolf's
of a
tyres
second.
look... His tyres look absolutely shot because every time he gets a breakaway, Moo catches him back up. Moo is looking like the guy to watch, really. But Cyborg, again, closed another second on him. The more these two battle, the more he closes in. Like, these two just need to get to the end and stop worrying about track position. But Moo wants to take home prize of the win, and he wants to take home more points than Wolf. He needs to close down the championship gap, but if you look at that, Moo, again, I don't know whether he's trying to cool the car or something, because he keeps pulling out of the slipstream down the straight. It isn't to try and dummy him or anything like that. He's just never been interested in the slipstream, and if he had, he may have been able to make a move into turn 1. But I tell you something, Cyborg is not giving up the ghost on this one. There's 3 laps to go. There's this one and 2 more full laps to go, because they're only just coming out of turn number 3. So he's right there, the AMG, and that's going to have some absolutely ridiculous straight line speed. Moo jinks to the inside now. Does Wolf think about defending? You know, he stays middle of the track. Good driving from him, but he's going to try and hang it out round the outside, and Moo's taking the lead. He's got the lead, he's got the inside line, and it's contact, and they're on the grass. Moo's lost it. Wolf's on the grass. Cyborg goes through. That is disaster for THR. Lead of the race goes to I Am Cyborg. He's got plenty of fuel. He's got 3 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go basically, and he's inherited the lead after contact for the 2nd time from the THR drivers. It's not a good day for those guys.
No.
We said about contact occurring again, and it's just happened. A bit of a commentator's curse, or maybe just Moo being really aggressive on his teammate, and I can see there in the background Pathox is actually looking for a move on Wolf as well. Quickly flick to that battle, because they are right close together, and the way Wolf was driving, he was doing all the things right, and Moo just got it. Well, I think, to be fair, Moo was alongside and understeered into his teammate through the S's section, but Pathox will be looking and he'll be hunting down, and you can see Seppel is only just there as well. Seppel wants in on the act as well, but Wolf's tyres are absolutely shot, especially after being off on the grass. I'd be interested if Moo's aren't shot as well after that spin, but Jesus Christ, this race just got interesting all of a sudden.
As Pathox is trying to make a move out of Wolf then, is he going to do it? No, Wolf defends that very well, so looks like Wolf is going to keep the position. But already Wolf is 6 seconds down in the lead. So that mistake from both the Ginettas has costed him. But Cyborg has definitely benefited from that. He was waiting for a mistake to happen for the Ginettas, and he just overtook them both to take the lead. He wasn't expecting that, and a 1-2 for Ginetta has slipped through their fingers. Not looking good for the THR team, but
here comes Pathox.
Here he comes.
He's having a look
Let's
up the
see.
inside onto the banking. He's going to have a look on the outside because Wolf defends the inside. I think he's going to wait till the straight, to be honest with you. He's going to try... Oh, he's going to cut back there and nearly runs into the back of him. You see the wider line now for Pathox. He'll be able to square the car up and get a good punch down the straight. The AMG is a faster car in a straight line. Wolf is struggling. Seppel's there as well now. Is that Seppel? It is. I'll say it again. It's happened happened again. Seppel's back up and he could be on for a podium here. We've got 3 drivers for 3rd place. This is on to the final lap of the AOR GT3 Elite Tier from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And Pathox is going to go around the outside. That becomes the inside for turn 2. And, well, Wolf's now got the inside for turn 3. Absolutely ridiculous racing here. And we've got Seppel up the inside, have we? No, not quite in his Audi. He's looking for it though, and this is just going to be absolutely mental. We're going to have to stay with this battle because who's going to come out on top?
I really don't know. It is too close to call. It is just mind-boggling. We weren't expecting Seppel to be in the battle after him.
Into the back of him. Oh, Pathox, he's just ran into the back of Wolf, and Wolf's on the grass, and Seppel's in both places. Seppel, he's on the outside now for the next corner, but he'll try and cut back on Wolf. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. Is Seppel? Is he? No, not quite. Wolf cuts him off, but that Pathox ran into the back of Wolf. Wolf's going to have no rear end grip. Seppel up the inside. Into the final 2 corners we go. Wolf's wide again. Has he done just enough? I wonder if Seppel's going to try a cut back here. He tries it, but Wolf just stops it on the apex. That's it. Job done. Wolf manages to hold on to 3rd place because he checked Seppel up. But your winner is I Am Cyborg from THR Moo after a disaster for
Who's
the
going to come out on top here then?
That's it. I think there. Yeah, Wolf does indeed secure 3rd place, and Seppel P4 with an astonishing drive from the back of the field from 13th. I think he was at one point when the whole grid was in 15 cars. He was 13th, along with Moo. To be fair, Moo was back there, but Moo obviously pitted earlier and got some clear track ahead of him. But Moo gets 2nd. But Cyborg, what a drive from him. Cellpart still coming across the line in 7th. Chaos Theory, we've actually not given him a mention. Good drive from him in 6th. Cellpart 7th, Burnout in 8th, and that'll be the Living Dead in the Acura in 9th. EVR Bolton with a good showing. He's going to come home in the top 10. Great driving by him.
Points in
Ricardo
his first race.
after really good points for him. But Ricardo, after a good start and running P6, he's going to come home in P11. Still a decent finish there. And that'll be everyone, I think. We had, who was that at the very, very back? I'm not sure. I think it was the one American was 13th. I'm not sure who was 12th.
Ninja, maybe?
Ninja. I think it was Ninja. Yeah, you're right. It was Ninja. No, sorry. The one American did get ahead of him. So one American's 12th. Ninja was 13th, I think. So we'll have to just keep an eye on that. But
yes,
what a race. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. That was a really interesting race. We thought Wolf was going to have it, but Cyborg just came out of nowhere and took the advantage of Moo and Wolf's mistakes and came on to win that. That was some great last lap battles. It was absolutely crazy. What a great race for Xbox
Absolutely
One
incredible.
Tier 1. That just shows how tense it is here. We are going to see then if we can get our race winner, Cyborg, up for an interview, because every week we try and get our race winner for interview. Is he available?
We will see. I'll try and
Message him
get
first.
him in.
Yeah. Because I think he deserves that, because I think a lot of things must have gone through his mind, and I think we want to know what has gone through his mind throughout this race, to be honest. Oh my god. I hope you enjoyed that. So the fastest lap was from Wolf. So Wolf's playing the fastest lap, which was a 1:22.7. So that was his pace earlier on in the race. So yeah, so I think we have 2 retirees, which was Ben and Waytalk. So that was a bit of a shame for him, but very impressed that everyone else in this race had finished. So looking very, very good there. So I'm just going to see if we can. I think A's going to see if we can get our race winner in the party chat and get chatting to us, because we want to see how he feels. He might be speechless right now, to be honest.
Well, that was absolutely a brilliant race, especially the end. I mean, it takes an hour and a half to separate these guys, and Cyborg was the one that comes out on top after a brilliant race. And yeah, the pace that Wolf showed early on, we thought he was just going to disappear. Maybe a long pit stop was what got him back into the clutches of these guys, but then it was just the battling between the two THR boys, allowing everyone to get in on the act, and even Seppel, he nearly got a P2. He nearly got P2 in effect, because he was right behind Wolf. But Pathox and Wolf had a coming together. Moo and Wolf, most interestingly, had the coming together as teammates, and just absolutely ridiculous race, really. I can't believe what we were seeing. We saw the two THR guys collide twice, but I think what it was, old tyres. Moo had the inside for the right-hander, which then becomes left. Wolf has tried to stay on the outside to have the inside for the next, and Moo's just plain understeered into him, and they door banged. One of them spun, and the other goes off onto the grass. So, interesting to get to hear from them, hopefully in a minute, but I think we're going to try and get Cyborg in first. I've just invited him. We'll see if he joins in.
Wants to come.
He's probably just discussing it with the other drivers, to be honest. They're probably trying to figure out themselves what carnage was going on that last lap or two. So
they're in a party together, so they will be discussing what happened and how to deal with the next race. So should be interesting. But we have our race winner
Cyborg here.
We have our race winner in the party. So congratulations, Cyborg, on your probably unexpected race victory. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, amazing. I didn't expect it at all.
That was a good recovery as well. You probably gained advantage from that mistakes, and that probably cost made you the win today. You must have been a bit under pressure whilst the final few laps were happening. What gone through your mind whilst the final few laps were happening?
In the beginning of the race, I was saving a lot of fuel, and then in the ending, there was something with Wolf, I think, and he slowed down, and I was just catching him. And those last 10 laps, I was just checking my fuel if I couldn't go to the end with Rich. And when they made the mistake, I was just diving there with 2 laps to go and just finish it.
Yeah, you must have been speechless there. But you were under pressure by a few guys as well. What was your strategy going into this race then?
My strategy was to save some fuel in the beginning and then pit late. But then I saw Wolf pit fairly early, and then I thought, okay, I couldn't go to the end with the amount of fuel that I had, so I just pitted, put some fuel in it, and then just fill gas to the end.
Because it must have been incredible that you were able to stretch those tyres out for that amount of time. I found out of questions. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wasn't expecting this to happen. But yeah, Aidan, do you have any questions for our race winner?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, well done, Cyborg, because that was absolutely incredible to watch. Watch you come back, catching the THR guys. I saw a small mistake as you were catching up to them, coming out of the first corner with about 5 or 6 laps to go. I spotted it, a bit of wheel spin or something, and nearly span it around, but you kept going, kept plugging away. But what did you think when you get down after the back straight and see the 2 THR guys, one on the grass, one half spun, and you can see a gap through the middle? What do you think at that moment?
At that moment, I was thinking nothing. I was just... I saw them battle for a couple of laps, and I didn't know why they battled. Because they were
I was asking
teammates,
the same question.
It was really an easy win for one of the two. But they wanted to entertain you, I think, and just picked advantage of it.
Yeah, you did well to capitalise on it, to be fair, and avoid contact yourself. But then you just managed the pace the last couple of laps, I suppose, from Moo. But Yeah, I don't really know what else to say really, other than well done.
Thanks.
And what is your strategy going to the next race then, knowing that you got a race victory under your belt?
Next time is Bugatti circuit, I think. Isn't it?
Le Mans, is it? Le Mans Bugatti
Yeah,
circuit,
Le Mans.
maybe? Yeah.
Let me check a second. Yes, it's Le Mans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Merc circuit, really. Just stick it to the ground with a lot of downforce. So a lot of confidence. With this win already under the belt, this is actually my first win in Tier 1.
Oh, brilliant.
So I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, you must be. I bet you'll be celebrating after this race with the rest of it. So well done, rest well, and we can't wait to see you next week and possibly gain more race victories in this season. So well done.
Yeah, let's hope. Okay, see you later.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Cyborg. See you later.
I'm guessing Cyborg was very speechless there. From his reaction, he couldn't quite believe that he won. He was at the right place at the right moment. So, yeah, I know we're almost running out of time, but I think the people in the chat
I do want to get an in.
Would want
Yeah,
to
I
hear
want to
from
get
the
an interview
two
with the
THR guys.
From the two, yeah.
Should we get both of them in?
Yeah. I've tried messaging them first, but then I'm just gonna wing it and invite them. If they join, they join. But if not, then you'll have to wait until another time, because I will be asking them at some point what was happening there, because craziness really.
But they're still
when
in
they've
the
got
top
like 1-2
three.
on the cards, and they still battled. Fair play to them. They were going for it, nip and tuck between the two of them. But it was just interesting to see that Moo was attacking him reasonably aggressively, even though the teammates and were both sitting in really, really good positions. But yeah, I've seen it happen before. We've seen it in even the highest tier of motorsport, as we said numerous times in Formula One, have teammates collided. So it's not the first time. But we have got Moo in the party now, so we're just waiting for him to connect, and then we'll get to him. And Wolf is now joined now as well. So we will speak first to THR Moo, who got second in the race. First of all, Moo, congratulations. But did you decide to put on a show for us on the stream, or was it not planned?
I think we did.
So, yeah, I think you definitely did. I mean,
no team orders
Cyborg
there,
said,
for sure.
Cyborg said that you might have just wanted to put on a show for the stream, but I think it was more than that. You were battling for pride, the both of you. But fair play to the two of you for going at it, hammer and tongue. To be fair, but I mean, what happened? What went wrong? Because you were both sitting pretty in first and second, and then all of a sudden you're struggling to even get the second and the third place with the Seppel right behind you.
Does Wolf want to answer what happened to himself? Or
Well, yeah, sure. Basically, I started the race on the softs. What I probably, in hindsight, shouldn't have done. About lap 35, the pace went completely. I noticed Moo started catching me, and yeah, it is for the win. So, but I know this is on stream, so I have to say sorry to Moo. Again, I've already said it before. Honestly, when I noticed Cyborg coming up about like 5 seconds, and that I probably should have let him past at that point. So
yeah,
that's what happened.
I did wonder if we'd see some team orders, but we did actually have Wild Win 7, your teammate at THR. He was saying, "Go at it, boys, battle." And then all of a sudden, when there was a bit of contact, he was going, what's happened there then? So, because we didn't know whether you'd taken tyres at the pit stop, because it's not blatantly obvious to us when you guys are taking fuel and tyres. We don't know what's happening. But if people aren't taking tyres, it obviously makes a massive difference come the end of the race. But I think Cyborg must have done, because he had incredible pace to just close up the gap. But I think a lot of it was you two just squabbling at the front. But yeah. Have you got any questions?
That was us squabbling. I was like a second slower when we were behind Wolf.
Yeah. Have you got any questions for him, Jess?
I think most of the questions we were going to answer, you've already all the answers because it mainly happened towards the end of this race, really. But it was because I think Wolf was dominating for quite a lot of the race there. What happened to lose your gap a little bit there? Because you were under pressure with Selpar for the bit of the race as well. What was going through your head there?
Well, I knew he still had to pit, so that's why I wasn't really defending against him. Like, if he passed me, I knew it wasn't actually for position in a way, so it was fine. But when I spun off, I was literally like the plateau point, you could say, of the soft
beginning
tires.
of the end.
Yeah, basically.
Because it was generally now biting. Our heart was in our mouth watching you, Selpar, Moo, and you all battling it out together and sideball towards the end, which was probably our favourite moments there. Now going towards Le Mans next week, because that's our next track. How are you going to put those moments that you experienced today behind you and try and gain a win or possibly a 1-2 at the next race? Who wants to go first?
To be fair, I'm personally not going to do anything different, and I don't think Wolf's going to. So, bring it on.
Yeah, same old.
So you're just going to be the same. That is a good attitude. That is a good attitude. So you were very, very close, but you still were in the top 3, so you still gained some very good points and still catching up to Parfox in the championship. So all in all, not the worst result, but hopefully you can gain a better result next week. So well done to the pair of you, and some great battles on the stream to remember, I think.
Yeah, it was good.
Yep, and yeah, that was very, very interesting. So thank you very much, you two, and we'll wish you good luck next week in Le Mans.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be better than
Right,
this.
cheers for commentating.
Yeah, and I think we had an interview for all our top 3, and I think we got to end it. I think we have to end it there. I think, Aiden, because
That'll do.
Now it's really been an interesting race. I've got to tell you that. So that was our first endurance race, and it did not disappoint. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll be back same time next week at 8 o'clock, but this time we'll be qualifying as normal and the normal race in Le Mans. So it's a normal race next week. So the next endurance race, let me just check when the next endurance race is. It's on the beginning of August in Spain. So that's when our next endurance race is. But I'm already excited for that already after that race. So yeah. So thank you very much for watching. Any final words, Aiden, before we go?
No, not really, other than congratulations to everyone who managed to get to the end, because it's a bit of a hard slog on a game that isn't the best polished. To get to the end of a 1.5 hour race intact and not completely into the wall or retired. Yeah. So well done to everyone that raced. 13 runners finished the race, so that must be an achievement in itself. So so any of you in any of the leagues tonight who have finished the endurance races, well done, props to you. But anyway, that's it for today, and we will see you next week in Le Mans at 8 o'clock. But make sure you check the rest of the streams in AOR this week as well for more AOR action. But until then, guys, I've been JessGames95, Aiden's been Aid the Ace, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye!